Welcome to Pod Apostle. Help us build the kingdom of God. Like, subscribe, and share. I think the story of the poor widow is familiar to everybody. We hear it with some regularity. And you know, I think my American pragmatism sometimes makes me question, well, now what's she going to do? Now what's she going to do? Well, she's going to depend on the providence of God. Okay, she's going to depend on the providence. She's going to trust in God. And as I was reflecting on this gospel this morning, I was thinking about the whole idea of trust. Jesus, I trust in you, right? Who here has ever prayed that? Jesus, I trust in you. This is part of the Chaplet of Divine Mercy, and I think it's a beautiful prayer. Jesus, I trust in you. And it's easy to say, isn't it? Rolls right off the tongue. Jesus, I trust in you. But trusting in Jesus. The wealthy people gave from their surplus what was left over. She gave from her poverty. And she is really, I think, ultimately an example of trust. Now, St. Paul is clear. St. Paul gives a pretty significant chunk of his second letter to the Corinthians is devoted to encouraging the people to give, to be generous. And he goes on and on about the necessity to give, but he says, don't make your giving impoverish you, but be a cheerful giver. Be a cheerful giver. Now, this poor woman gave. And my reflection on it, and maybe this is because of where I have been in my own spiritual life, my reflection on it was that the great virtue she demonstrated was trust. And I'll tell a quick little story, personal story, I hope not too personal. But, as I was praying, again, recently in the Adoration Chapel, and, I was thinking about this conversation that I had with God, and where God tells me, Michael, you do something. Because I was telling God to do something over and over and over. And he said, Michael, you do something. So I was sitting there and I thought to myself, what do you want me to do? It's a prayer that I've been having, Lord, what do you want me to do? Anybody here ever pray that? Lord, what do you want me to do? And as I was praying that, I looked at the Divine Mercy, and what does it say at the bottom of the Divine Mercy? Jesus, I trust in you. And then I looked down at my prayer book. I had my Liturgy of the Hours open. I had been praying it, and I just kind of paused for a moment. And I looked down the next line, the next psalm that I prayed. The next words were, blessed is the man that trusts in the Lord. And I was absolutely sure, Michael, you do something. What am I supposed to do? What do you think I'm supposed to do? What was I convicted I was supposed to do? Trust in God. Quit worrying. St. Padre Pio, pray, hope, and don't worry. Jesus, I trust in you. What was the great virtue, I think, of the old lady and the widow in the gospel today? Jesus, I trust in you.